Well, my garage flooded, but that's not really important right now. Uh, More important things. I should have done a better intro, but this is Rosy Red. This is a racing red R1200GS Adventure 2018 model year. And these racks, let's ignore that for a second. These racks are the OEM GSA racks. They're aluminum. They mount to the subframe. Obviously, all OEM bolts. Everything marries up perfectly. Yada, yada, yada. They're perfect. They come with the bike. They're free. So when you buy an Adventure model, 2013 through 2024, R1200 or R1250GS Adventure, you get these racks. They're basically the same. 2018 model year, they had these little reflectors, which I'm going to take off. I bought this bike 5 years ago, and I never used the racks because I'm a Jesse Luggage person, and so I took these off at 0 miles, so they're brand new, brand new 2018 racks. Luckily, I saved the bolts because bolts are expensive from BMW, and I put on the Jesse Luggage racks for the Challenger series. There's a video on this on the channel. It's now half a decade old. But something happened after 5 years of abuse. The GS has taken a lot of abuse, as you can tell. It's getting pretty dirty. It's definitely showing its age now. I dropped it so many times, and I'll have to put a picture here, but I dropped it so many times that I finally dented both the rear racks as well as the Jesse Challenger boxes. You can see that. I know it's a mess in here. I'm excited. I should have gotten the garage ready to go, but I didn't. But you can see here, after years of abuse, you finally have an imprint right here, a little imprint. Actually, this is fine. You can hammer this back out because it's built for that. But that happened, and then the racks themselves were also bent, severely bent. And so I called Jesse Luggage and I said, your racks are like $400 now. I mean, it's $450. And I'm like, I think I just need like one side panel that's dented. And I said, but I don't really know what I need. Can I just order the thing and then return the parts I don't need? And they were like, that's a lot of work. We have everything packaged. Like, Adam, why are you always asking us for handouts or freebies or favors? And so, and I also, at the same time, I mentioned, guys, I love the powder coating you did, but I can't put stickers on it. The matte powder coating isn't sticker friendly. And so they said, hey, we've got an idea. Oh, I also said to them, by the way, in the next 12 months, this 1200 GSA is going away. And I might be getting a 1250. And they were like, dude, stop talking. Let us talk. We have a new product coming out. And I think they're called the Pro boxes. I'll get clarification and do like a more kind of thing there. They're called the Pro boxes. They don't require a rack. If you buy a BMW GSA and you don't want to spend, I think it's $2,500 for BMW's aluminum boxes that are made by Touratech. And that's not just like no one's paying me to say that. I've got dozens of videos in this channel of me shitting on Touratech. Like unabashedly crapping on all their stuff. Like this $150 final drive vent breather that does it work? I don't know. $150 for a piece of tube, made for adventure. So they said, we have these new boxes coming out. All you have to do if you buy a new GSA 2013 through 2024, and it comes with the OEM racks, you just order our boxes. I think they're like $1,500. You order our boxes, and they come just ready to mount up. And so what you have here, so this is the regular box that comes. If you'd like to, for I think $100 more, it was $100. Price of things have gone up. For $100 more, you could add these. These. I sound like I'm high, but I'm just really excited. These make the box impossible to sit on. If you use your panniers as a camping chair, it makes those not be a camping chair. But you can mount things to them, like your Kermit chair or a dry bag. Also, what I use them for is grabbing them and like carrying them around. So I often find myself by myself with this bike upside down in a mud hole or down a hill. First thing I always do is remove the tank bag and remove the boxes. And the best way to carry our boxes up the hill, for which my GS has fallen down, is to use this as like a grab handle, and I carry them around this way. So these are, from my opinion, like required essential things here. Back in the day, Jesse used to sell little like clips that you can then like put strings into, but I love the carrying handles much more. So these are, I want to say they're Challenger boxes. They're not. they're incredibly evolutionary not revolutionary, evolutionary to the original Challenger design. And I'm going to shoot a separate video that shows what these are. If you have a current Challenger box, I don't have any Odyssey boxes around here. If you have a Challenger box, I'll show you the difference. But one of the first things I noticed, you have black handles now, which if you have a Gen 1 Challenger, you probably have silver handles. Brand new opening latch. And I wish I could tell you more about it. I know nothing yet. So just stay tuned. I will find out more and talk about it here. It's tight, which is good. More important, what you want to see is like how this thing mounts to the GSA. So let's go underneath. Let's check it out. Go on an adventure with me. So here we are under the bike. So you have the lower section of the Challenger, which has these teeth. They are covered in not rubber, but almost like a injection molded plastic, polymer of some sort. You have locking nuts that are size 13 on the inside here. I'll show you the inside in a second. And these are your GSA clips. You'll notice I took the reflector off because it actually does not fit perfectly with the 2018 revision and newer reflector installed. Also, these are, I don't know if they're cast or billet, but these are solid pieces of aluminum here. So you've got solid pieces of aluminum, and we're going to see how they're connected inside in a second. On the top end, you have a connector that is that injection molded stuff with a locking nut, and the clip that goes in there actually got a little bit off. See, I'm a little bit off of the rack there. On the inside, you've got it going on the back side. So you've got one sideways, one up and down. Let's go look inside and see what we have here. So exciting though, guys. Now, the one thing I'll mention, by the way, is that these do sit farther away than the Challengers on these. So these are the 10-inch boxes. They probably come in 8 inches too. I always run 10 inches. If you come straight down cylinder heads on the 1200 GSA, that box, hi there, that box is going to touch before your cylinder head or your crash bars do. So if you drop your bike a lot, don't pan to me. If you drop your bike a lot, you're probably going to touch the box first. The Jessie racks, I should have done a before video. The Jessie racks basically come straight down, not off the bike. They come straight down. And so the box on the Jessie Challengers mounted to the Jessie rack is like an inch or two closer. They still hit at the same time as the crash bar, but it's a simultaneous hit. These will definitely hit first. And so you're going to take a lot of impact right there in that lower corner. Now you see how they've got some nice tapering going on there, but you know, it's Jessie boxes. You always assume they're going to do fantastic, but metal be metalin'. So you just never know. Let's open these guys up. So you can see on the lower portion there, that was where those billet hooks were. Those billet hooks are basically those little aluminum things there, that could be cast, are married right to that mounting box. Let me show you what it looks like here. So he's got these guys here. You've got 2 screws. It looks like 5mm hex that has those connected in. I'd rather this be modular the way it is than it to be actually welded on. The reason I say that is because if you ever break or bend one of these pieces of aluminum or bend the backing plate, all you got to do is have Jessie send you 2 5mm and one of these things with a little polymer bit in there. So you've got this guy. This is your downward mount on the frame. And then upper, very similar to the old design, except instead of those annoyingly hard to turn handles that require a special tool, you've got these nice, they feel good too, aluminum. They're easy to turn. They're soft. They're just really nice. And you've got a couple of those at 2.5 or 3mm hex that hold these to the box. And then you've got these guys in place. Then you can just turn that on, tighten it down. I mean, you can use a pair of pliers if you want to, but you don't really have to. Inside here, pretty standard operation. You've got well all the way to the side. It's all pieced together nicely. My favorite part about the Jessie boxes is you've got this really cool insert here. It's like wasted storage for a lot of their bikes. So you got this here, goes in. Now, if you want to install those top case carriers, you got to drill. And so what you're going to do is you're going to grab, I'm not going to drill in real time here. Let's get this all closed back up. And these are all keyed the same, by the way. So what you got to do is you got to grab this thing here. You got to figure out where you want it. So, you know, measure twice at least. Get that nice and flush. Don't push down on it because you're going to make these flare and you'll mess up your coals. Don't ask me how I know that. And then they send you here this bag of tricks. As you can see, some of these washers are rubber backed for sealant reasons. I RTV these anyway, so I will, I'll RTV these on the back side, even though you don't have to. But they're pretty small. Don't over torque them. I'm not going to show a video on that because I showed a video before how to do it. But these are just a really nice accessory to have on top. Oh yeah, here's the whole assembly for the upper part of the rack. So you have here, it's spring loaded. So this will, one-handed at them. This will, I have like 3 tripods in the house. This will turn when you're ready to, so turn to put it onto the rack. You turn it up when you're ready to crank her down. Crank that soldier boy. And then you've got these springs here. And then you can see how this compresses. And you just turn the deadbolt. And it will tighten down onto the rack, just like so. And they got the angles here perfect. I hope they measured twice and cut once. But angles here are perfect as far as how it marries up nicely with the racks. Good, like, there you guys better get in there. So I'm now going to install those on this side. Oh, when shipping wise, it comes with this pre-installed with the locks. But for shipping to fit in the right size box, this does not have them in there, or else it would scratch this box up. And so they include them, but you would still include them. They include everything you're going to need, like Jesse always does. Hardware is kind of already where it should be. So they kind of pre-drill, pre-thread everything in there. All you got to do is screw it in, fasten it down. And I don't think you need any thread locker because these are all locking nuts. Locking nut, I might thread locker those right there. And they're encapsulated inside of the aluminum racks there. All right, guys. Well, let's stop for now, and I will go back to you when the bike is in a better shape. One of your boxes is going to come pre-assembled. The other one will not. And that's because for shipping reasons, they fit nicer this way. I'm going to do the bottom rack first. As you can see here, it has a little bit of a slider. So you can actually find the best fit. Same for this too. They give a little bit of room on the sides there, which is really nice. This is a 4 mil hex on this side, and these are 10 mil locking nuts on this side. I'm gonna put a little bit of thread locker on the back side of these are going into this kind of billet aluminum thingy rack. These are, looks like 3 millimeter hex for these to tighten the dowel ring on, and then I'm missing a bolt there. Do I need that? No, I don't need that. No, I don't need that. And then locking that there. I think this is probably 11 or 12 millimeters. So, and that is a 5 mil hex for that side. So get all this kind of buttoned down, tighten it up. It's not as tight as you want. You're not going to break it. And then before you put it on the bike, make sure you go around to your bike and grab these, the reflector brackets, and remove those. On the back side of this are T25s. You can remove the reflector bracket from the rack. You have to want to do that. In order to get these onto the Jesse boxes, you're going to do a couple things. You're going to remove this locking nut, which shouldn't be tightened down because it's just staged there for you. You don't have to remove this. I think it's a 2.5 millimeter. Yeah, 2.5 millimeter hex. But you do have to remove this 5 mil and these 2.5s on the back side in order to separate the silver piece from the black piece there. Once you've done that, you can put it through and then hold on to this 5 mil, with just a hex of some sort. Hold on to here while you screw the bolt that kind of starts over here and goes to there straight through, and that'll hold it on. And then you can add these back in order to tighten it down. What I actually would recommend you do is leave this loose and leave that loose, mount it to the bike, and then tighten everything down once it's mounted on the bike. That way the placement is perfect for the bars, so it'll be a perfect fit.